Hey, and what's up, everybody? This is Jake, and you are listening to the Gentleman No Class podcast. I am here with my co-host, Paul.
Yes, I
Hey.
am here, alive.
And yes, we are back at it 5 months later. We've been absent for 5 months. Our last episode was when? Was September?
Late September, yes.
And there's...
It was left on a good one, too, because it was about suicide.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I do not remember.
That was
That was the last episode. Are you sure? Wow.
Yeah, maybe it was a sign, indirectly to,
the podcast really died last year.
Trying to kill ourselves with the podcast.
Right.
Some shit like that.
But no, the reason why we were gone was, I have a newborn, I had to take a little break from it, and then Rob got busy with work and stuff, and life just caught up, and Paul was just nowhere to be found sometimes,
Yeah, I wasn't doing shit either, but yeah.
So but the thing is that there is a new approach that we want to take with this podcast, and I think that we are going to not necessarily drop episodes the way we did in the past, which was, we try to do twice a month, every 2 weeks. This case, we are not going to do that because we want to put a little bit more effort into the content. In the past, it was one of those things where it felt like a job, which we do want to provide good content for you guys, for sure. However, we don't want to make it feel like it is a job. And with my family growing, everybody getting busy with work and life, I think 2 episodes a week was kind of, putting a little strain on the scheduling.
Yeah, so, 2 episodes a month. But yeah,
what did I say?
You said a week.
Damn, that's insane. But no, 2 episodes a month is insane enough.
Yeah.
Okay. My apologies, but you kind of know what I'm talking about here. So with this new approach, I think that it's going to be one of those things where we're going to have a little bit more prep work in, and hopefully it will not be more than 1 episode a month, or less than 1 episode a month.
Yeah, give or take, at least 1 a month.
Minimum, at least.
Aim for that, yeah.
Ideally 2, maybe once every 3 weeks. That's the plan. But, just bear with us, and hopefully the 2 listeners that, that like this podcast, Paul and Rob, I didn't really listen to it too much, but you guys stick around. Enjoy the show, the ride. Buy the ticket, take the ride, Hunter Thompson style.
Yeah, baby.
So, anything new on your end? We've been 5 months out of this. Anything new on your end, Paul?
Oh man, there's way too much. And that's just an episode in itself.
I know.
It's just me being fucking, I don't know what's the word. Fucking vain, maybe.
Sure. Let's go with vain.
Yeah. Just but it's all good. Just a lot of evolving as a human being, and learning and growing, and just it's an amazing can't complain, and it's like it feels everything feels like coming together.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? And if you do complain, I'm always here to listen. There's that running joke or the cliche response like, "It doesn't do any good to complain because I won't listen." No, I will listen.
Yeah, I know, because I do that to you all the fucking time. I'll call you, and fucking a 5-minute conversation turns to 3 hours.
Exactly,
because I won't shut the fuck up.
Well, that's why I usually tend to have these conversations right when I leave for work, or leave from work, because it's an hour commute. I got an hour of my life, or at least within the day, to talk to Paul, because I know it's not going to go shy of an hour and 1 minute.
Yeah.
It's going to always top at 59 minutes minimum. No. There may be a threshold between 59 minutes and an hour and 1 minute where,
Yeah, you figured it out.
That's the formula, guys. So, you ladies trying to, have conversations with Paul, get ready.
that is
because what I was told is that Paul lasts longer in bed than he does on conversations. So you ladies,
yeah, it's called edging. Yeah, it's a good art. It's fun.
Oh,
yeah.
The world we come to where there's edging, and
I like
pegging,
that.
and what other terms are there?
Yeah, there's so many, But I like to ask people, occasionally, hey man, how's it going? Like, what's your edging time? Just throw that in there just to see what they say.
Oh, wow.
And the responses are very poor and it's disappointing because it's not prevalent enough in society to where you want to talk about it or let alone know what edging is.
Yeah.
And it'd be fun to talk to your fellow man to see how long you can last.
So that's how you gauge people.
And yeah. So some people, yeah.
I would love to work for you, man. Like, if I can already see how the interview goes, man. Like, we're all professional and everything, and the last question you throw at me is, "So, what's your edging time?" And I wouldn't have any response.
Right.
And that's
it's
what
a hell of a twist.
And that's
too.
how you gauge to hire the person. Like, if it's what's your threshold? Like,
right?
Would you say your threshold? What's a good edging time? I don't know what a good edging time is because I mean,
I'll say this. Look, let's put it this way: the longer you can do it. Jesus fucking Christ, the payoff is my God.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
If anybody, let's put it this way. Let me briefly explain what edging is. Edging
Please, I don't know what it means.
Edging is basically you're masturbating where you feel the climax coming, the orgasm, and you stop it. You stop it. And you kind of let it die down, and then you go back at it. Okay, you're going back up. It's like intermitting fucking
fasting.
Yeah, with jerking
That's
off
hilarious.
though. Yeah, it's what it is. And like when you do it, like I said, the more you do it and the longer just the more time and the more times you reach right before climax, but you stop it and you keep repeating that process over and over for so long, that buildup is just
wow.
Woo, just like anything. It's like basically you're abstaining from trying to do something, but then when you finally do it, like after a while, like it just, oh my God.
So we did talk about this on a previous episode. I act like I don't know what the hell edging is. Of course I know what edging is. It's just
but some people don't know.
For your 2 listeners, the audience members, don't know what edging is. But it's funny that you through the analogy of intermittent fasting because that's what I'm currently doing.
Right, right.
And come Wednesday, I don't start eating my first meal till about 2 or 3 o'clock every day.
I think going to say I don't start eating my food till like Wednesday or something. Like, damn, man, that's some dedication.
People are doing that, man. It's Lent.
I've heard
it's
that.
the Lenten season.
Yeah,
and people are actually doing weekly fasts, and it's insane. That's crazy.
But I heard it's very healthy for you to do that.
And apparently, that's how we evolved.
Yeah,
we didn't eat 3 square meals.
Right.
There was no breakfast or breaking the fast.
Right. Thinking about doing that when you do that, like because like you're giving your body a break from what the intake of what you normally eat in general. Like it's just because like when you eat and you digest, your body's working, and you give your body a break from that, especially stuff that's not necessarily healthy for you. Like that's very beneficial. It gives your time. The way I look at it, it's like it gives your body a chance to catch up.
But think about it, man. I'm not a health freak. I'm kind of new to all this, right? But to build muscle, what do you gotta do? You gotta tear some muscle.
Yeah.
So whenever you feel the burn and you're tearing the next day, you're sore because your muscle has torn, right?
Right.
You got to recover from that, and that builds muscle. It's just like your body. If your body has to put that on switch to like, oh man, he's not eating anything, we're gonna have to start attacking something. Right. So now all your organs are kind of working, to make your body going good. Yeah. So it's exercising your organs essentially. If you think about it,
that's a good way of looking at it.
So once you constantly like give your organs a break because I'm pounding some food, you're not really working your organs. You got to let them strain a little bit. If that makes sense.
Well, again, I mean, that's a good analogy with the workout.
Yeah,
I get it. That's perfect.
Exactly. But granted, like with intermittent fasting, Wednesday I came home and there was some pizza, and I swear that's my kryptonite, man. Yeah. Like I have a bad relationship with food, and this is not
like how you say that. But yeah, go
this is not a health podcast by all means. This is a gentleman no class, and we talk about off-putting subjects that maybe people don't want to talk about it, but we're going to throw it in your face. But in this episode, stick around because we are going to throw some Oscars, Academy Awards at the end. Or not the end, but the premise of this episode. But kryptonite, man. Pizza is my kryptonite. I literally, I think I crushed a whole large, man, or close to a whole large, man. And I was like, I felt so bad after that. I'm like, I looked at myself in the mirror for about 30 minutes, like, you piece. No, I didn't. But I mean, I wanted to.
When you say you felt bad, like just mentally, emotionally, like how did your body feel?
No, I didn't feel bad. My body didn't feel bad. Okay. No, I just like, damn it, man. Like I did so good all day
Yeah.
just to scrap it because I killed almost a large, and next day, whatever, it's fine. You get over it. You're just going to continue on doing what you're doing,
Right.
Jake. It's not a big deal, right? But so April 4th is my yearly anniversary. So of starting this weight loss journey.
Nice, damn, it's been that long.
And it's almost that anniversary. And I'm not gonna throw out how much weight I've lost or anything like that yet until I want to reward myself by giving me at least that 1 year that I committed a full year of doing this journey.
That's good.
It's what I did learn from that is it's a complete different change of the way I think. It's all good. It's like my little fidget toy. It's just a damn SD card reader.
Okay.
It's nothing important. I just dropped that. But it's a whole new way of thinking and the way I think about food in general. And now my relationship with food, I see what it was. It was a toxic relationship. It was a drug. And it's something that it's very hard to break if you're caught into it. And I can see all the people that I know that have issues with drugs and good or bad, whatever it is. Once you're addicted to something, it's hard to just break away, and you got to literally pull yourself away from that environment.
It's basically undo what you've been doing, and something like that. Like, I mean, there was a point in your life you weren't always like that, but once you started getting into it, the more you get into it, it starts to become a little harder to undo fucking what you've been doing, and just to come back from what was life before that, and like, but once you go past that fucking point to where, like you said, for instance, like drugs, for example, like that's just it. Like it's just who you are. Like it's just something your body likes or you like. Mentally or whatever, like in like life before it, like, whoa, what were you before?
Yeah, exactly.
But then like when you start to realize, when it becomes overbearing and starts taking over your life, and you come to a crossroads, like, fuck, man, like I forgot what life was like without this. And that's a struggle.
That is a struggle.
It's a pain in the ass to fucking to live life moving forward without it.
Yeah. So the purpose of the story, gentle ladies and gentlemen, that intermittent fasting is just like edging.
Yes.
So check that on your box there, man. That's insane. That's hilarious. I like that analogy. I'm gonna use that from now on. It's like, so we're not gonna cross that bridge. So just segue a little bit. Tom Sizemore, man. He just passed away yesterday. So this is March 4th. That's when we're actually recording this. We don't know when we're going to release this. We're going to try to release it before the Academy Awards. If not, it's going to be post Academy Award show. But I don't know the guy Tom Sizemore at all. I really don't. And if his lifestyle is anything near like his lifestyle in the movies, like in Enemy of the State, Make the Tape, and an asshole and Saving Private Ryan, then damn, his life was cut short. And
That's I mean it. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, it is what it is. Like he just, just things got a hold of him, and it just shortened his life. Yeah, just the way it is. A lot of people say like, like it's just the drugs, whatever, but like it's also like, well, that's half of it.
Was he known to be hard into drugs?
Yeah.
Oh, he
was.
Was?
Especially in the later years. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, like, when I think about that, people say like, oh yeah, the drugs did it, blah blah blah. I was like, well, that's part of it. The other half is like, why? He's not doing it for nothing. There's got to be reasons why he's attached to doing such things. Like it just in his mind or whatever. It could be trauma, something, coping.
And it
could be anything.
And it outweighs the feeling of knowing that this is ruining your life, or maybe the will to live, or whatnot.
Yeah,
who's to say? But no, I mean that's interesting. I was not known. I did not know that he was into drugs like that.
Yeah,
but he died of a brain aneurysm.
Right,
so that probably contributed by it.
Yeah, most likely. And I mean, it's crazy because my brother had a story. I had a story of my brother and it's weird, but involved with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do tell, sir.
When my brother was going to college in L.A., and this is in 2004, he was staying in an apartment in downtown LA, and he, I guess got a soft heart or whatever. This one guy, I believe he was homeless, but like he was staying with my brother, and like I guess, and my brother was doing drugs too. Like, he was,
oh wow,
he was doing drugs, and the other guy was too, and whatnot, and like the guy was just overstaying. But I remember talking to him on the phone. He's like, no, I don't know, man. I'm trying to, look out for your brother, man. Like, like there's some crazy people out there, man. And
I'm one of them.
It's like, and I was thinking, it's like, well, I'm talking to one of them. Yeah, you fucking do. What do you think you're doing?
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember my brother told me, like, because eventually my parents had to come in, like, because they heard what was going on. They had to intervene and tell them, like, you got to go and whatever or whatnot. And I don't know if my parents were there at the time or I was separate or just my brother was there, but he called somebody to come over to come get him, and who came over was Tom Sizemore.
What?
Yeah, he came over. The guy, my brother. That guy was, that was staying with my brother. He apparently knew him.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. Like, he basically, he didn't say much. Like he said, my brother said he was cool. Like, but like it just, I wouldn't doubt if he was tweaked out himself or trying to find drugs himself or whatever. But it just is what it is. But, he eventually, I think he just pretty much got him, or just had I don't know if he stayed with Tom or whatever, but eventually, like, Tom just pretty much got him out of my brother's apartment.
Damn, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like, it's just fucking weird because, like, when I heard about that, like, I just immediately thought about that story my brother told me. Like, damn, what the fuck, man?
Man, I would just dropping, like, Enemy of the State lines left and right.
Yeah, I would too, man.
Did you make the
big time, man?
Good food, huh? I made it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Made the take?
Yeah. It's just... One of the funniest things he did, or greatest things he did recently in his later years, was when he was a guest on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh wow,
okay. It's fucking hilarious. He plays he's a truck driver. Mac and Charlie need a ride, so they hitchhike, and a truck driver. They're trying to go to what's it called? What the hell is that fucking casino in New Jersey? Or
in Atlantic City?
Atlantic City, yeah. They're trying to get a ride in Atlantic City. So a trucker pulls over, and it's him. It's Tom Sizemore. And they fucking, like, he starts telling him about his past, whatever, like, a little bit. And so, he pulls over in the side of the road, or actually pulls over in a motel. And the guy's like, what are you doing? And he's like, fellas, I got to be honest with you, I'm paraphrasing here, but, like, he's like, I got, he's basically, like, just because he was saying that he's got a thing for lot lizards.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Or just or homosexual, like if he's gay, like he loves, like, man, he wants to fuck him. It's fucking hilarious.
Wait, like, a lot lizard.
A lot lizard is a term, huh?
It's not homosexual.
No, lot lizard is just a term for like prostitutes for like truck drivers, truck stops, yeah. And Tom Sizemore was like, all right, boys, how about we go in there? We slip into a room and you check my oil. It's fucking hilarious. Like, they're like, what? No, man, you're better than this. They're trying to calm down. Like, I can't. I got this desire. I don't know. It's fucking hilarious. I'm fucking all up. But at one point, it's like, how about we go in there and you split me up like a coconut? It's just fucking hilarious, man. It's just a small role he did, but it was just fucking great, man. It's like, awesome. Damn, man. It sucks that, like, the guy's a good actor, great actor. Like, it's just,
man, I think when he died.
Yeah, like it's just unfortunate. Like, he just, whatever happened to him and the choices he made, just lessened his life. It's just the way it is, man. Just he can put blame on this and that, whatever. But it's just ultimately, like, we're all individuals and human beings. We're gonna make choices that we think is best, even though we don't, most people don't think it is, but like that's all they can, do to cope, and just unfortunate. So yeah, just rest in peace, my man.
Yeah,
like, just
insane.
He's I might watch a movie with Tom Sizemore later tonight. Then
there you go. What would you say your best Tom Sizemore movie?
I don't know, man. I definitely like Enemy to stay, but like he's not in there like too much.
Yeah, he's not even a supporting.
Yeah.
Actor, just kind of.
I'm trying to think of some other films, man, like where he's a lead or more of a supporting role.
Right.
I can't think of anything on top of my head, but if anything, I'll just watch that Sunny episode. That's good enough.
I mean, you're right, man. I can't think of anything besides obviously Enemy of the State.
Yeah,
should win an Oscar for that.
Yeah,
but no, Saving Private Ryan. I mean, it's gonna come to me whenever we're recording this episode. Like, oh, he was in that. He was in that, and it's just like, there's only so many I could think of, and I think
right. I mean, you can always look it up, but
that's what I'm trying to do. But even then, I haven't heard these movies before.
I know he was in that movie Paparazzi.
I've never seen that.
He was like the antagonist. It was all right. Mel Gibson directed that. I maybe funded it too, but it was just just one actor that's dealing with paparazzis and just they take it too far.
Heat.
And he was in Heat?
He was in Heat.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and apparently Natural Born Killers. I don't remember him in there.
Oh, I've never seen it. That's what Woody Harrelson, right?
Yes.
Nice.
And Dangerfield, I think. Ronnie Dangerfield?
Really?
I think he's in the beginning. I remember seeing the beginning of that movie, and he was in there. It was so weird. It was like I think a TV show or something, and Ronnie Dangerfield was on it.
I don't.
Yeah,
he didn't.
He was definitely in it for sure. Wow. Okay. Well, that'll be a nice little segue. Oh, Pearl Harbor. I did not know that. Maybe he's too big of an actor to be in those movies as a B-lister or just like a cameo. I think if he's in a movie like that, I think he's probably going to be in it for at least 3 or 4 scenes.
Yeah.
No?
Well, I guess the later years he probably got
maybe later years
like that because his decline of his just his career
that's true. That's true.
Unfortunately,
yeah. But that'll be a nice little segue. I'm a steal a little term from Rob, but he's not here.
Rob Style.
Not going to be here anymore, apparently. I don't know. I'm just kidding. We'll see. But no. So again, we're hopefully that this episode drops before, but I seriously doubt it's going to drop before the Academy Awards, which that happens I think on March 12th. Is there anything else that you want to touch up on beforehand? Before we touch the meat and potatoes,
meat and potatoes, No, not really, nothing's coming up. So said what I had to say, at least for now.
So exactly. So it is March 12th is when the Academy Awards, and I didn't see all
Academy or Oscars.
Academy Awards is the Oscars. Same shit.
Is it?
Yes.
I didn't know that. That was different.
No. Academy Awards.
and the Oscars. You serious?
I'm dead serious.
Oh,
100% serious. Yes.
Can't believe how off I am.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember my first beer.
Shut up.
Okay. So ideally, it's probably not going to drop before the Oscars. Okay, just to not confuse anybody. We're not going to say Academy Awards the rest of this episode. But
let's go with that.
Okay. But there are some good movies that came out, that's nominated.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see all of them. I didn't get to see most of them. I saw maybe 4 of them.
Yeah.
And that's fair. That's more than what I would normally see.
Yeah.
When it comes to nominations like that, because I have my own opinion about the Academy Awards. I lied. I'm saying it again. Just because I feel like the Academy Awards, my opinion, it should give the best movie. I would think that it'll be given to the movie that brings in the most money, because in contest that's the best movie, right? The fans want to go see. So in theory, it should be Marvel movies that are winning Academy Awards.
Yeah,
it should be fan service movies that are
right.
It's really just a voting system by a board of people that are part of the Academy that are nominating and choosing the awards. So it's really, it doesn't do me any good. I'll check them out, but it's not really the best movie, I think, because it's not the one that makes the most money.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's why I have have a problem with these awards,
right?
For anything, because it's like you said, it's governed by a select few people that we're supposed to, they're the ones telling us like, hey, this is good and this is worthy of consideration, and it's whatever constitutes, like you were saying, for you, like it should be like based on money, but apparently that's not it. It's not the one of the whatever it takes to be considered to win an Oscar. It's not just based on that. I guess it's more to it than just money.
That's why Eminem would not go to the Grammys anymore, because he would be nominated for Best Album of the Year or whatever, Best Rap Artist, whatever, but then he would lose to like a single, someone that just dropped an album, but yet his album produced so much more money than them. I mean, like, dude, they just nominated me and they wanted me to be here to get the viewers in,
right?
And so they could see the Grammys. And Grammys is kind of lacking anyways, right? So he was like, "Fuck that! I'm not going to be doing any more award shows." Which, good for him. I mean, maybe it helped him in the beginning of his career. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's very biased, I think.
Yeah, you could say that.
But it will be one of those things that I will use that as a platform to check out movies that I probably wouldn't watch in the first place, and try it from a different perspective. And like there's a few movies that I saw that I wouldn't have checked out because they're nominated and we're doing this episode. I'm glad I checked them out because they were rather good.
Yeah, there's a lot of those movies that are nominated are definitely, I don't even know how to phrase it, but more on the
artsy side.
I guess you could say that more on the artsy side. Yeah, for sure.
I can see
like
that.
Really, that seems like for the most part. Specifically on film, when they consider it has that quality, or I don't know. There's like something like you're saying about Marvels and like Marvel films and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's not art, but it's not the quality. There's a difference. There's a contrast between something like a Marvel film versus All Quiet on the Western Front, which is one of them.
Right.
So I guess it just, I don't know, like the basis of storytelling and how they do it, like what.
I think it comes down to the storytelling.
Yeah.
Okay. Like if you want to do that comparison, I think Marvel movies are somewhat lazy. They're going to throw action-packed scenes. They're going to rip pages from the comic, and not necessarily story panel by panel, but I mean they're going to rip pages from the comic and have an idea. They're not going to have an original idea, because if we're going to say all superhero movies will never win an Oscar, then we're turning the eye against Joaquin Phoenix, who just won the Joker, the Best Actor for the Joker last year. Or 2 years ago. When was it? I think it might have been 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 years now. I can't believe that. Yeah.
But to go with what you're saying, the Joker was an artsy kind of film.
Yeah.
It was drama. It was it was a little bit of thriller. The acting was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it also has somewhat of an original story. I mean, it ripped pages from like The Killing Joke, sure, but it wasn't complete from that book,
It wasn't a theme park like Martin Scorsese would say.
Yes, you're right. Yeah,
It was more. It had enough. The difference between the Joker versus like some other like typical Marvel film. Yeah, you basically stated. A lot of things. What sets them apart to be worthy to be nominated of an Oscar or something like that, based on what it is like I'm trying to think. Man, what is a fucking word or words? But you get what I mean. I think we get the grasp of it. Like there's just like you said, like some of those movies like in the like they get lazy. There's more. It seems like there's more effort and like passion and I don't know, like maybe more not relatable, but something that seems realistic to where like it's almost like if this was to happen.
Right.
It's engaging enough to where, like, well, I mean, the story is captivating enough to where you want to watch. And
Avatar: Way of the Water is nominated.
Oh yeah, so, big time. Yeah.
But is it because James Cameron's name's attached to it? I mean, I don't know. I've never seen
Avatar.
The Way of the Water. I've seen the first one. It was great, but
it's not bad. Like he's a pretty good storyteller. I mean,
for sure.
I wouldn't doubt because of that. Yeah, for sure. But
yeah. I don't know, man. So going to the list of best pictures,
Yeah.
I'm curious on what you've seen and what you haven't seen.
Yeah.
So I've never heard of The Woman Talking.
Me neither.
With Frances McDormand. I mean,
yeah, heard of her.
No, she's a producer. I don't know.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else do we have? We have Triangle of Sadness. Never seen it or heard of it.
Me neither.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
You seen it?
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna shoot me because I've never seen it. I've seen Top Gun recently,
it's
up
funny.
to a year ago.
I never seen the first one either.
Oh, you never
saw
seen the first
second one? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can, they do enough to where they kind of catch you up to speed to from the first one,
okay.
Certain things to where okay, if you haven't seen the first one, here's kind of what's going on, and from the first one to now, what's relevant or what's connecting to this story for this sequel.
I heard it's a great film.
The thing is, the movie was good. It was enjoyable, but I don't know, man. It made a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, I did.
A lot of fucking money. And I was like, man, I mean, this movie's good, but it's not that good. I'm not knocking it necessarily, but it just, I don't know, the praise. I think maybe what has to do with it as well, because it was
1.48 billion.
Yeah.
That's insane.
A lot. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I remember they're hyping it up for so long and it got delayed because of COVID.
Yes.
But I think what a possible factor of what made it generate a lot of money and but maybe buzz as well was it was refreshing to see a movie that I don't even think it had any of the political climate of things that are going on, with movies tied into movies,
yes.
And it seemed and people, I think people want to they want to see movies that are just
take you away from the real world.
Yeah, okay, we get it, all these fucking problems, which a lot of it is bullshit. But I'm not gonna get into it, but it's just you gotta throw that in. I'm trying to watch a movie and get away from that, not fucking return to it.
Yeah.
I don't need to be reminded yet again and be insulted. In a way, to alienate your audience, some movies or films, or TV shows do is that's just stupid. Because of their own political agenda, their own biases, or whatever they're trying to push on others. It was there was nothing like that, really, which is good. I'll give the movie that. That's cool. To see, fuck, man, that's amazing. Because you're almost at least for me, for a while, it's kind of been dying down lately because I stay away from the news a lot and social media as much as I can. But there was a time, a period, and especially when I was watching that movie, I feel when I watched a movie and it's oh man, what agenda am I about to fucking witness, or what kind of subtle fucking things am I gonna see that's gonna be political or related to a lot of things that are political and I didn't get any of that. And it's that's just that felt fucking good. Finally, it's this is what movie, at least for the longest, I don't know, man, watching movies, just escaping from reality, it's a good escape.
I'm gonna, quote Bill Lumbergh here, and I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. No, the reason why is I mean, if it's overly done, sure,
yeah,
it gets nauseating and it's frustrating sometimes. But I would not. I'm not gonna turn away from it too much because it does correlate with what is actually happening, and if the story calls for it. Now, if they're throwing it in there and the story does not call for it, then obviously the production team, whatever the studio, has a different agenda, right?
Right.
But if the story calls for it, I welcome it. It's totally fine. And a movie that I just recently watched, and I thought it was pretty damn good up until I found out that there was some CGI scenes, and you know what I'm talking about?
With Jonah Hill?
Yes.
I heard about that. A kiss?
The kiss was CGI one, and I'm hoping it was because their scheduling wasn't on par. They had scheduling conflicts that he was across the country and he couldn't fit in for the scene, or is it because that she did not want to kiss him and he did not want to kiss her. That's
I read it was
crappy.
something around those lines, something
Scheduling?
like that. Like no, what you just said about like uncomfortable.
Oh, that's whack.
With,
Your actors and actresses, like, come on, like that's whack, very whack. I think, but whatever.
That's fucking weird. I never heard of like CGI on a kiss.
I mean, the story was great, and if you feel uncomfortable, then that adds to. I mean, that adds to the fucking story, like in a way where it's like you're being hypocrites. I mean, what are you uncomfortable of? Is it a race thing, or is it like I just don't find the guy attractive, or I don't or COVID? It could be a COVID. I don't know, but if it's gonna be of the latter, then you're adding more to like the reasoning, the justification of whatever it's in that story, man. Like the division and everything in that story, and that's contradicting that. And I hope it's a scheduling thing. I hope it wasn't because it was a black and white thing. That would be very, very crummy. I think, in my opinion.
It just seems. I don't even know what the fucking word is. So just, but yeah, that's. It just depends on how you do it, and you know, I get it.
What about
a reflection of what's going on in society?
Was it Moonfall? The one with the Meryl Streep and
Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, but they threw a little bit of
right. Like, but no, I get it because he's trying to make a point. If like something was like that to happen hypothetically, you know, you could say like people would probably behave that way in such ways, and what the characters were doing, and I thought that was interesting. That was hilarious. Yeah, that was done very well.
Right.
Like, I mean, that's if you want to do something like that, that's great. You know, it's just like, again, it's just how you do it and how you present it, how you convey what you're trying to say. Mm-hmm. The thing is, I don't want to feel insulted or alienated when I'm watching something like I'm fucking stupid or whatever, or because of like opposing views or whatever. It's like, no, like I get it.
I know what you mean, but there are times where it could be overly done, and I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it gets again, like I said, you're alienating your audience. Like, why the fuck would you want to do that? Because like you're pressing on too much. Yeah. Where you're making the viewer like, well, what the fuck, man? Why are we even watching this? It doesn't even seem like it's relatable. Like, now you're just being a dick. Fuck you. I'm gonna fucking go Edge.
The Edge, all right, right? Go fast, man. Some intermittent style. So moving on from the list, because we kind of veered off from Top Gun. I guess there's a lot of there wasn't any of that stuff of that propaganda in Top Gun Maverick, which is good, I guess.
Right.
But Tar, you ever heard of Tar?
No, never heard of that.
Me either. Maybe an artsy film, but I'm not gonna judge it yet. The Fabelmans.
Yeah, which you
just recently checked out.
Yeah.
Before we talk about that one, I never seen it, but what would you say the score of that one is? As far from 1 to 10, it'd be nice to give a rating.
Me personally?
Yeah, you personally, because I mean, it should be a fan base.
I would say like at least like an 8 out of 10. It was really good. I like coming of age films. I love those type of films, and this one was really it was done very well. I would think.
It's a Spielberg film, right?
Yeah. And it's loosely based on his his childhood. It's not exactly him, but it's just
references and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the movie is a little bit long. It's 2.5 hours. You know, it just seemed like it was a little too drawn out, but it was still entertaining though. Like it was hard to say. Like, I know it sounds contradicting, but I still found like there was substance to, you know, I guess having that long of a film, and like what you can find like in the characters and the story itself. Like I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Is it capable of winning a Best Picture?
I don't know. I'm not on that fucking roster. Fuck them. But I definitely do think it'd be, would be considered. Like, I could see why they would consider it. I can't say it deserves or shouldn't, win Best Picture.
Did it keep you engaged throughout the entire film? It's 2.5 hours long, apparently.
Yeah. I would say, I was pretty engaged the whole time. Film. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna have to check out the Fabelmans, because I recently put that on the Vudu account because it was on sale, and I'm like, oh, that's a Spielberg film.
Yeah, fucking my man Paul Dano.
Oh yeah,
playing the father.
Seth Rogen in it.
Seth Rogen's in there, his brother. He plays. That's his brother, and Michelle Williams.
Oh yeah, Michelle Williams
is his wife. And then I forgot the kid's name that plays. It's supposed to be Spielberg himself. I forgot the actor's name, but I liked him, man. He was his character and like the things he learns and I don't know, just there's a lot of things, like I said, in a coming of age when you're learning, like I like watching coming of age films because a lot of things when I was younger I didn't, I want to say like I missed out, but I just didn't understand like till many years later. And when you watch those films, like you sit there and like and you think about your own experiences for similar situations, what they go through, and like and you can't help but just relate and make and it feels good too,
right?
And like it's a better understanding too as well. Like wow, like I remember I know I was just saying hypothetically a situation like for something when in those films you just it just feels good to be a good coming of age film,
a very homey film.
You could say that. It just you're the beginnings of like becoming of an adult.
Yes.
I like that. Like I just felt like I missed out on a lot of that when I was younger. On when it comes to understanding things and growing as an adult, because I was in my own head about a lot of things, but it just feels good just to go back and just watch films like that.
Watch someone else succeed.
Right, right. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, or just endure with them standing up for themselves and learning and growing. Like I said, becoming an adult.
The Fabelmans. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah.
How about the movie Everything? And it's creating a lot of commotion. It being the leader of this list, which I'm not too sure. But Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
No, I want to. I think that one's probably going to win.
That's what everybody else is saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to have, again, Bill Lumbergh, going to have to disagree
only
with you
because
there.
of the buzz. I haven't seen it. I'm only going by because of the buzz.
Yeah. It has a nice buzz. I'm going to say, from what I'm hearing in the interwebs, that it has like maybe a, I don't know, man, a Crown and Coke type buzz. I'm going to give it a Miller High Life buzz because I think it's all talk. I'm going to get a headache after this.
Wow, that's bad.
And the reason I say that, it's a great film, I think. The story's, it's semi-original. I mean, it's about a multiverse. And I don't know are we doing spoilers? I mean, you spoiled The Fabelmans, kind of. Not really. Kind of, sort of. But I mean,
well, yeah.
Maybe that...
It's an A24 picture, so it's going to, it's usually good.
Yeah.
A24 is just on a fucking roll, man. God damn.
It used to be like, I always think, I engage with studios too, like Lionsgate or productions. Lionsgate was always great films for the most part too.
Right.
But Everything Everywhere All at Once. Maybe that film was just too smart for me and I'm just too dumb, maybe. There was a lot of stuff going on. The story itself is good. It's a great story. There's an ending to it, and it's like, okay, wow, okay. It all comes together.
Yeah.
Essentially, but you have to be open-minded for this film, because if you're not, and if you're just like a straight arrow, like down the middle, I need a beginning, middle, and end. This is probably not going to be for you. There is a climax of a movie? Like there is how is the flow of a movie? It kind of goes up to the climax, and then after the climax, it goes down.
Yeah,
it does have that formula. But again, there was a lot of shit going on, and maybe it's because I have a newborn at the house too. I had to pause, tend to my newborn because she has to eat. Or I could do priorities and just watch the film and have her cry.
Yeah.
But my priorities apparently were out of whack. That's a joke for you serious woke people. But I from that movie, just because I think it was probably a little bit too smart for me, I'm going to give it a 7.5. 7. I want to say half.
Damn,
but no, I'm gonna give it a 7.
You sound like you really wanted to say it, but you backed down.
Well, because 7. I want to do a rewatch and watch it all the way through.
Yeah,
because I think it deserves a higher score, but just based on my setting and what I saw, I have to give it a 7. I think. Because our friend Will, he recommended it right when it first came out, and he said, dude, you need to check it out. And I know our friend Caleb mentioned it to you to check it out, and that's why I purchased it. And
yeah, I might check that out too later today, because I've been wanting to watch it. Like I saw the trailer, it looked really entertaining, like a just pretty wild storyline for what's going on. But
I don't know the main actress's name, but she did a phenomenal job. I could tell you that. I mean, they all did pretty good, and apparently it's the guy from
Indiana Jones.
Yes,
yeah, the kid.
He was also in 16 Candles.
Yeah. He was. That was him.
I think that's him. Isn't it?
Are you sure?
Oh, damn it!
Are you sure you stereotyping? He's Asian. He's an Asian guy. We're on the same time. Like I got you, man. I got you.
Any in the Goonies too?
You bigoted prick.
No, I think it's God dang it. We're gonna have to edit this part of the podcast. No, it's not. We're not.
This is the highlight of the podcast. Fuck you.
This is Gentleman No Class formula, guys.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And
I don't. But I mean, maybe it's around the same time because.
Okay.
I'm gonna
find this
Indiana
out
Jones? It was the third one, right? Or the second one?
Last Crusade, right?
Last Crusade. That's the third one, right?
With, what's it?
So that's late 80s.
With what's his name? Fucking The Rock.
The Rock. Dwayne?
No, Sean Connery.
Oh, Womack. You stink. I knew you piece of shit.
I'm gonna have to look this up, man, because now
welcome to The Rock.
You're making me feel away for being part of that stereotypical party.
You should be away. You should finally welcome. I've been trying to welcome you, but you take it fucking forever.
Oh man, okay.
Check your privilege, baby. Rob ain't here, so who gets to throw that who?
Wayman Wang is that's the character's
Wayman
name.
Wang.
No, that's the character's name.
Damn it! I wish that was his
Kwan,
real name.
No, okay.
Wang is always good.
We're going. Okay, he was.
You
in
ever
Loki.
met a Wang?
He was in Encino Man. He was in Encino Man. I remember. Indiana Jones in a temple.
No 16 Candles?
In a temple.
In Encino Man,
right.
was
so
he
it was
just
in
like
Last Crusade. He was also in the Goonies, so I got that correct. Yes. 16. Damn it. No, 16.
He wasn't.
He was not in 16.
I knew it.
Candles, man.
Blending in. They all look the same, don't they?
No.
Huh? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, that is not what I was going for, man.
Yes, you were. God damn it.
God damn it. That was an honest, genuine mistake.
Bigotry.
On mine.
Gotcha.
No.
Sorry, man. Oh, okay.
I'm dead here. I am so dead.
Roles are reversed. Tables have turned, baby.
I like how you exploit my minutes, my
real small.
Small.
Yeah, just rip that shit open. That's what I do, baby.
It's like a child being birthed.
Yeah,
you're ripping it all open, man. Like,
oh man, I was gonna say another film is Elvis.
Tearing up a little bit. So,
I can't believe that.
That's
Have
next
you seen
on the
that?
list. I've seen it in and out of it, and it was a great story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Elvis Presley's life.
My thing is like, it was pretty entertaining. Like what they added a lot of stuff to it's kind of weird, like the way they convey certain things. Like I don't know, like certain scenes. Like I guess they like a little modernized. Like there was like the music. Some of the music, like it was, you get what I mean? What?
I'm just looking at the actor from 16 Candles, and I am way off. Man. I'm sorry.
Okay. What was his name?
I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Yeah, not even worth mentioning. But now that I see it, like, damn it. But it was an honest mistake.
You need training now.
I need training. Yes.
You need what is that called?
Conditioning, I guess,
yeah,
right?
whatever it is that they offer it at corporations, like a diversity sensitivity training. That's what you need. Immediately.
All right, I'm
you
gonna
get on this shit right now.
All right, yes, sir.
Leave the podcast.
I'm on probation now, guys.
I'll finish the podcast by myself. Get out of here. Oh man,
that's great.
Yeah,
okay.
But no, I was saying about
Elvis.
Like some of the parts, like there's like some scenes, like the music, like it just like they made it kind of modernize.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm trying to think like I don't know if it's like actual Elvis songs or other songs around that that era, but I kind of see where they're going, but it's like I didn't really like that about that.
You didn't want them to modernize it.
Yeah, like it seemed. I mean, there could be a reason, or I don't know why they're going for that. I mean, the movie, I like you said, when I watched it, I mean, I was kind of in and out. It's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie at all.
But what like it was really glossy. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it was really.
I can see that.
Like, because I'm thinking, like, okay, like this is probably a bad example.
You wanted some grain in your picture?
Yeah, but
what you're trying to say? You're talking about the picture is glossy or the
I guess
story?
Just overall, like the cinematography, and you could say the story too. But I compare this to Walk the Line, kind of similar because Johnny Cash and Elvis, like come from the same time, and like they knew each other and whatnot. It just like it would have been cool to see a movie, an Elvis movie, like kind of like similar to like how they did. I guess it's a little more dramatic,
right?
I don't know if that's the right word, but this one seemed like
artsy?
It was.
Yeah. Would you like it a little bit more artsy and not?
Well, you could say in a sense that
hypocrites.
Could say. Well, you could say this one kind of was in a way, like it was. They did certain things. It's like, wow, like this is, I don't know. It just seems like a glorification of Elvis necessarily, but more of like it made him seem, well, maybe the reason why they did it because he was back in his time, he was so huge, he was fucking like godlike.
Yeah, absolutely.
So watching that,
he was around for a while.
Yeah, watching
his death,
watching that and what I just said, godlike, the way it conveys what he what he does, who he was as a human being, what he was doing around that time when he was alive. It just kind of evokes that. Yeah. You get what I mean? Yeah. Like it just kind of like just seems kind of majestic. Just the guy was just bigger than fucking life. Like I was just huge. I mean, he had he had his fucking crew. Like a lot of people that cared about him, like his whole family and whatnot. Like it was just he was huge. Yeah. Just a lot of people.
Is that a pun or no pun intended?
yeah, you fucking sick bastard.
That's
typical, man. No. I knew you would say, a dick joke or some shit like that.
I was going for the time of his death. He was kind of oversized,
Yeah. Oh, okay. On the toilet.
I see where you're.
He had one too many peanut butter, fried fried banana.
Is that such a thing?
No, I'm serious. He used to eat it's a sandwich. It's like peanut butter fried banana sandwich.
Interesting.
Yeah, wow. Like it's hilarious. I looked this up, like, cause he used to eat, that was like one of his favorite things to eat. Mm-hmm, and I'm pretty sure that contributed to a lot of his fucking health or decline of his health and weight gain. And I remember looking it up a while back and looking up the recipe. It's funny. I looked it up. It says like, it tells you what it is, and it says serving size for like 5 people or 1 if you're Elvis. Because he would like the whole. It was huge, like a huge loaf of fucking bread.
Wow, that was part of that. Was like, is that like real fact? Like he would eat.
Yeah,
that type of
you
size?
can look it up. Like, yeah, for sure. Like it's just, and I was like,
he created a bad relationship with food, man. It's a real thing.
Well, there you go. Like exactly what you were saying before. There's a perfect example right there. Like towards the end, like it just seemed like he didn't give a fuck anymore. Like. But in a movie, like it does show that like he was, his manager was like pushing him and he's essentially using him, like and just like pushing him to the brink. Like you can't blame him for, just whatever he was doing. I don't know, like towards the end of his career, because like
making money.
Yeah, like and it just all that pressure and like this. Oh God, man. But that wasn't too bad. Like I'll say this: the only disappointing thing about that movie, and I can't remember because I was waiting for it, like towards the end, is when they showed him when he was fat. I don't think they did that. Did they show him when he was overweight? I don't think they did.
Well, they showed actual the last scene of the movie, and that's why I was going to give it praise. That last scene, I think it might have been the last live performance he did. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. But he's on the piano and he's singing a song. And it's the actual footage, and he was overweight.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, and the guy was hitting it hard, like as far as like the notes and everything. And he was sweating, dude. He was busting his ass on stage, and I can only imagine the strain that his body's is going through while he's doing that performance. But man, that right there, when I saw that last scene, like, man, that was just because I saw the whole movie and like the life of this guy. Like, man, that the guy was legit. Right, he was a true artist, man.
Yeah.
And then after that, it got to me like trying to follow more stuff about him, and there's like videos on YouTube of him actually recording music, and he was up there with the greatest, man. And that's why he's fucking Elvis Presley,
right?
Man.
Exactly.
God, like you said, even at like 300 plus pounds.
Yeah.
But okay, Austin Butler is up for best actor of that. Do you think? I'm not. We'll get to that. I know. I mean, I don't think there's gonna be a time limit on this, man. We're not gonna overkill it, but I mean, there's still a lot to talk about, man. What would you say the rating of Elvis as far as a 1 through 10 since you've seen that movie?
I don't know. It
was a while that I saw.
I would say like maybe like a 6 out of 10. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't the greatest.
So you're putting the Fabelmans over that.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't say it's Oscar worthy then?
I'm not saying it's not Oscar worthy. I'm just saying
not on your list.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that's fair. 6 out, just because I'm thinking part of that rating is because it's glossy, like you said, and I kind of get where you're getting at. But I think it's going to be up there with I'm gonna put that higher than Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah. I'm gonna give that a solid 7.5.
Okay.
Elvis. Avatar, The Way of the Water. You seen it?
No, I want to. I just have you?
No, I've never seen it. It wasn't available for purchase on Vudu, and
it's still like damn, when the fuck is it gonna come out? Like movies are coming out so much quicker these fucking days.
Well,
man.
I'm able to watch them because I'll buy it. You know, I mean, I will still go to a movie theater. It's just time is getting the best of me right now with the addition of family. But I gotta get my priorities in check and just say the heck with my family and go watch a movie. I think that's what you do. The Banshees of Inisherin. Or Inisherin. The Banshees
Never heard of.
It's going to be a sleeper. I just watched that last night.
Yeah.
And it's an artsy film for sure. Its setting is in Ireland, a fake island in Ireland, apparently. It's with Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. And it's the story is it's kind of reminds me a little bit of You and I, man. So the premise of the story is that you know who Brendan Gleeson is. We were talking about him.
Irish actor. Right. Yeah.
Pretty much, Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson's. They don't. Colin Farrell wants to still be friends with this guy, Brendan Gleeson. Gleeson just one day, it's like, leave me alone.
Yeah,
I don't want to be friends with you anymore. And he literally just cuts him off from his life. That goes to like the relationship with you and me. This is me trying to cut you off in so many ways. I just don't have the balls to do it.
Jesus,
so I'm just saying that.
I'm just kidding. Through film, like, come on.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
but the story is very bland to a certain degree. But if you look at the setting and what's going on around that actual story, like it's in the early 20s or early 1900s.
Yeah,
and there's the Civil War in Ireland, and you hear the war going on out in the I guess over across the water, and they're having conflict amongst them as being friends. All it is that I forget his name. Colum. That's Brendan Gleeson's character's name. Just doesn't want to be friends with this guy anymore. And Colin Farrell's like, dude, I want to drink beer. You know, he's the guy that just wants to be friends. And it comes down to where like Colin tells him, if you bother me again, because he plays the fiddle.
Yeah.
If you bother me again, I'm gonna cut off my finger. And he doesn't take him seriously, and he bothers. I'm gonna ruin the story if you don't mind. So spoilers. Okay, I'm not gonna ruin it.
Go ahead.
Okay, I won't. It's definitely worth checking out. Okay, and the story is not crazy, and it's very artsy, but it's like if you just look at the movie just based off the story, okay, it might be bland. The acting is phenomenal. The acting is great. Colin Farrell's awesome. You know, Gleeson's awesome, obviously, and Gleeson and Colin are both up for best actor.
Yeah.
No, Gleeson's best supporting actor. I think Colin's going to be is for best actor.
Okay.
Gleeson, I could see him walking home with an Oscar on this one. Just because, I mean, the guy is fucking phenomenal. He's a legend, I think, in acting, man. With Braveheart and Gangs of New York, and he's always
Lake Placid.
He's always in great movies, man. And I don't know if he's won any awards, but this should be one of them. But I seriously think The Banshees of Inisherin is is a sleeper to look out for.
Yeah,
and I think it might win the Best Picture because I'm gonna give that movie a solid 9.
Yeah,
which is I don't even know what a 10 out of 10 movie is.
How did you watch it?
I bought it. It's on Vudu. Okay, so it kept me engaged, and I also gauged the movie and it could be the best director too, because every scene of that film, you can take a screenshot of it, pause it, and frame it.
Yeah.
So that's great cinematography there, man.
Yeah.
And then go with that with the acting. I think all that, wrap that up and put a bow on it. That's gonna win a lot of awards, man. So 9 out of 10 for that one, and that's gonna be the sleeper, I think.
Yeah.
And, I would definitely.
Yeah, because I never heard of the film until he told me about it. I just could be.
So just watch it with a grain of salt. I mean, don't keep an open mind. I mean, and I want to say more of it, but maybe this will be a future episode to talk about some bodies of work, and I think that'll be one of the movies for it. But on to other movies. Well, the other movie, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
Ever heard of it?
Yeah. No, I mean I heard the original, but
it's a remake.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's I believe that it was made in the 50s or 60s. Yeah, but no, I've never seen it though. I've never seen either one of them, but I've definitely heard of the original. Yeah, I believe that's based on World War One.
Okay.
Yeah, World War One. I think in France. I believe so. I could be wrong. But
I just looked it up. It is World War One. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know the location.
Yeah.
But yeah. On to. I guess we can go to. I mean, I didn't follow too much about the lead actresses, and the reason why I want to touch lead actor, is because we do have our man baby. Brendan Fraser back at it,
right,
redeeming his career,
with
his role in The Whale. Have you seen The Whale?
No. I want to.
I got that one too on Vudu too.
It's funny because like I've always been a fan of him, man. I've always I love The Mummy.
Yeah,
the trilogy.
You talk about
like
that movie a lot.
The third one is not the greatest. It's still watchable. King? No, that's the second one is with the Scorpion King.
Oh,
not the standalone. That was fucking awful.
Okay,
that was god awful. That was terrible. I remember.
The Mummy Returns. Is that the second?
The
one?
Mummy Returns is with the Scorpion King.
Oh,
yes.
the
Scorpion King, came out on its own afterwards. The standalone.
Did they beef up the CGI in the standalone, or because I've seen YouTube videos of the CGI.
I went to go.
I
remember going to see it with Brandon Tolbert, and we went. We
wrong person to see.
We were fucking. We were a little late to the film, which didn't hurt because we realized we were like 10 minutes in. And there was a scene where, this fucking The Rock, let's just call him, whatever his character, Scorpion King, they had him, they dug dug, not a grave, but a hole to where his body goes in there, but his head is sticking out from the sand. It's just his body's completely covered underneath the sand, just his head.
Okay.
And they started releasing all these ants, like pretty gigantic ants, like that just feast on him.
Oh, wow.
And he fucking starts using his chin to fucking, squish him. And like, Brand's like, we're out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like, yeah, this is fucking terrible.
You,
like, that's the only thing I remember from that film.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I've never seen... I never ever since that day. I never finished it. I never bothered watching it. It just fucking just terrible. It's like
nice.
The Mummy series is great, but this was just fucking awful, man. Like, goddamn, man.
That's hilarious.
But Brendan Fraser just that's cool to see him. Like, I mean, because it seemed like he was not really doing much lately,
he was being a topic of social media going around, like, man, this guy's losing himself, gaining weight and all this stuff, and he was like the laughing stock of social media, which you've been away from social media for a little bit, but it was a lot of stress. I could only imagine him trying to probably redeem his career. Then he's making news in social media by having pictures of him like gaining weight and stuff like that. It has taken a toll on him. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy how he took this movie as the Whale as being with a whole bunch of makeup and being a 500 pound 600 pound guy. I don't know what the weight is in that movie, but it's
somewhere around there.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen The Whale, well, before we get into that, Brendan Fraser, like, what would you say the best movie for him that you've seen him do?
That
would be your top. Brendan Fraser movie besides, I guess, maybe The Mummy, I'm assuming.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I enjoy him in a lot of other films. I loved him in Blast from the Past too, man.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Fucking movie's great, man. Yeah. Oh, my baby. That he was fucking hilarious in there. I think it's like, I mean, he's a really good actor. It's like, I just like, he's just very entertaining with the roles he does.
Yeah.
You know, and
like Bedazzled.
Encino Man. Yeah, Bedazzled too. Yeah. I used to watch it all the time too.
Give it 100%, 110%.
Yeah, you're just gonna get 110%. You know, sweating his ass off. Yeah. Diablos #1, and he's showing he's got 2 fucking fingers, fucking moron. Oh yeah, no, that oh my god. Yeah, and then what's it called? Sorry, sidetracking. I'm thinking, what the fuck is her name? Oh my god.
Oh, Elizabeth Hurley.
Oh my god. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. To each his fucking own. But I'll fuck the shit out of her. God damn, she's beautiful.
Tell me how you really feel, Paul.
Oh my god. But yeah, like there's a lot. Hey, you just gotta get 110% of the time, you know.
No, man. Encino Man.
A lot of '90s films, you know, a lot of stuff he did in the '90s. I liked.
George of the 2000s,
Jungle? Like, yeah,
that movie?
Yeah, he was in Crash too. Wasn't a big role, but like,
yeah, you're right.
Honestly, after that, like, I don't remember too much of him doing. Like, Crash came out in 2004 or 5.
Yeah.
But after that,
it
like,
was kind of down. Yeah,
like
out of sight, out of mind.
You know, like, as far as like being in feature films or being a lead actor. In roles or major films or productions or whatever, like I don't recall. I can't, on top of my head, what else he's done.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You and me both. Like, I mean, it was probably
that's notable enough for me to mention right now.
Like, because after Crash, Journey
to the Center of Earth,
to the End of the Night. No, he wasn't that. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Yeah, he wasn't that one. Then he did the Mummy again in 2008. Was he Enchanted? No, not Enchanted. I don't know what the hell that is. Sorry. But everything else, it's kind of like I never heard, like Pawn Shop, Hairbrained, Breakout, The Nut Job, The Poison Rose, No Sudden Move, Line of Descent. I haven't heard any of these films,
Me
man,
neither.
and that sucks. And then he did The Whale, which I know you haven't seen it, but Dudley Do Right. I remember that one. That was yeah, but so the thing about The Whale is, it's like, it's a sad movie, man.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, obviously going back to what we talked about in the episode, a bad relationship with food. This character definitely has that, and there's reasoning behind. I'm not going to spoil the film or anything like that, but there's reasoning behind what he's endured to get to that bad relationship with food mentality.
Mm-hmm.
But the acting behind that costume in Brendan Fraser, this guy is going to probably win. I mean, so there's a good track record. If you win the Best Actor in the SAGs, that happens like usually 2 to 3 weeks before the Academy Awards, you're probably going to win the Best Actor in the Academy Awards. So he won the Best Actor last week or 2 weeks ago at the Screen Actors Guild Awards.
Yeah.
So if he wins the Academy Awards, I mean, this is going to be, it's going to come in full circle. Like, this guy was a great actor in the early 90s, mid 90s. He lost whatever. He didn't get any roles. I don't know what happened, but then he comes back and he has a stellar performance. And then if he wins, it's just going to be like, damn, this is a future movie based on this guy's life.
Yeah.
Way down in the future, But definitely recommend it. I'm gonna give that movie The Whale. Man.
Let's hear it. 10 pies.
No, not a 10. That's for sure. No, not a 10. Not a 10 because there are some holes in there.
Holes in it.
And I would say an 8.5. I'm gonna still say the Banshees of Inisherin is still better.
Yeah.
Not by much, because I think that was a great film.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, anything you want to add to that at all? Besides,
Well, I mean, most of the movies you mentioned, I never seen. Are you talking about The Whale or just anything in general, for the Oscars?
In general.
You know, I just want to say, like, watching The Fabelmans real quick, like, just a couple of things that I liked. Man, there's some good scenes that really stuck out. Like, that was just amazing. Like, it was, and some real minor roles in some characters that some of these actors did. That was just very impactful. It was fucking great. Like, it was amazing. Like, the way, like, I mean, it resonated. Like, you could, I mean, I just, wow. I don't want to say it, but especially the ending, man. There's somebody that I highly admire as a human being. I couldn't believe he was in there, and it was amazing how they ended it with him.
Okay, all right.
I don't even want to say it because I don't even want to spoil it, but it's good, man. Like
and would I know?
Yeah, for sure.
David Lynch.
Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious. That's awesome.
It's fucking great because the scene he's in, it's almost like, okay.
I didn't even try.
I think because Spielberg directed the film. I think in the scene when David did it, it's like, Spielberg, you get the fuck out. I'm directing the scene because that's what it felt like. It felt very David Lynch like. I mean, I'm familiar with a lot of his work, but that's what was amazing. Like, if anything, it was more like a hybrid, maybe a collaboration between him and Spielberg, but definitely a lot of things. How David Lynch, if he was, I don't know, just involved in whatever the hell he does, like he just how he does and conveys and views things, I can see it big time. Like, are heavily influenced in that scene, like as if he was, directed it himself.
Yeah.
And his character, he plays like a director too, like it's supposed to be an actual director. I believe his name is Tom Ford. Okay. I've never heard of him. Like, it's just he's big time in Hollywood and early Hollywood, like in the 20s or 30s.
Oh, okay, okay.
And but I thought that was fucking great. It was awesome, man. Like how he just
now was it it wasn't the David Lynch playing.
No, he was playing a director named Tom Ford. Tom or John Ford?
Who was David Lynch was playing.
David Lynch is playing a famous director.
Yeah,
he was acting. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was great, especially his introduction. Like when he fucking. Oh man, I want to ruin it.
Was it David Lynch style?
Yeah,
like his introduction.
Very much. Like,
so that's why you said, "Hey, move on, Steven."
Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm directing
my scene. Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's because like the very moment like he's introduced as a character in that film to the very end of his scene is like it's fucking great. It doesn't take much. Like, it's like, this is who he is, man. This is fucking David Lynch, man. Like, this is like so much. Like it's just hilarious, man, because it poses like questions. Like when you first see it, was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to ruin it,
man.
But it's great. It was just he did a phenomenal job. Just a small fucking scene or role in that film, but it was fucking perfect because it was how it ended. It was like that was. Man, like that fucking kid, like, fuck you, man. Yeah. I wish I was you.
Yeah.
I wish I was David Lynch. I was talking, down to me or whatever. I'm not talking down, but like just, having, being in a scene with it, was like, you lucky motherfucker, man.
Yeah. David Lynch, you speak highly of David.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't try to suck his dick.
No, but that's
I
great.
Admire him as a human being.
I got to check some of his work out because I am not familiar with a lot of his work. Some of it, but not a lot.
A lot of it, it's just. He's really out there.
Yeah.
I'll just say that because it just his view on things, and I just I find it so fucking fascinating.
For sure.
It's very entertaining how he what he how he expresses himself through cinema and whatever his characters and stories and like in his version, like the way he tells stories is so captivating to me.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. It's just fucking. He's definitely, he's not really known like in like when it comes to just people watching movies. Most they don't know who he is. Like, but in Hollywood, and other, directors and people like involved in the business. Of course, yeah, they know who he is because he's fucking, he does what he does, man.
For sure.
But yeah, just really fascinating human being he is.
What would you say? What would you say his best David Lynch film for you?
As much as I've seen, because I haven't seen all of them.
Just so I can have a reference to check out first.
I would. Man, Blue Velvet was really good.
Blue Velvet, all right.
Yeah,
that's gonna be my number one David Lynch film. I'm gonna check out first.
Late '80s. It's pretty dark, but a lot of his films are.
Okay.
Blue Velvet was pretty good. Lost Highway was good too, but god damn, man, that was fucking, whoo, that was out there, man. Yeah. So was Mulholland Drive, and I haven't seen Inland Empire. It's another one. And there's like I don't know, maybe I know there's a few other more I haven't seen. I still haven't seen his original. The very first film he did was Eraserhead.
Okay.
And that movie took, I forgot, it took him like fucking years to finish that movie, to do it. Because this was him starting too as a filmmaker, and like it just he was putting a lot of his own. I believe he was putting a lot of his own money into it as well. So it took time because he was trying to get funding, and the movie did so fucking great for him, and it's his first fucking film. I remember reading The Shining, Stanley Kubrick. He made his cast watch that film. The entire cast watch it before they would do scenes or something. I don't know. It was like some crazy shit. Stanley Kubrick noticed him immediately. He's like, wow. I was like, this is fucking, watch this shit. This is storytelling. This is cinema. Yeah. Like this, it's the movie's very. It's weird. It's just out there, man. Very, very, avant-garde, type, film. Definitely artsy for sure, but it's just those type of films. Like I have, it just depends, like on how people do it, but the way he does it, like I was always kind of like not against, and never really cared for that kind of stuff, but for some reason the way he does it, I don't know, I like it. It's very engaging for me, and but yeah, he's definitely, I would definitely check out Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet, that's gonna be the first one I'm gonna check out. Yeah, first and only one. Yeah,
Twin Peaks if you got time too.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that's good. At least the first season.
The first season. Jesus, okay.
Well, God damn.
We'll put that up there for sure. Maybe we'll do a future episode.
Yeah,
only if you watch. Well, Bodies of Work, man. That's gonna be a running episode at some point. But if only if you watch. What was the one I recommended? Was it the Banshees or?
Yeah, the one with
the Banshees of Sharon. Yeah, because that's something I really want. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. You just watch it and see.
Yeah,
that might be just maybe just for me only. Because I'm not a smart viewer apparently. Because that one other movie was way over me. But so we're going to continue pushing out these episodes as often as we can. Did you have any more?
No, that's pretty much it. I could just,
You kind of gave me this stare, Jake, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm just going over my notes. I definitely just wanted to mention that as far as like the Fablemans with David Lynch.
Of course, there's not one episode we can
go without.
David
Lynch reference.
Some things.
That was just a fucking coincidence too, and I had no idea. Like,
well, it's hilarious because that's the only movie you saw. On the list.
Yeah,
it's the universe trying to tell you something, Paul.
Yeah, I know.
It's to quit doing what you're. To continue doing what you're doing, just so you don't ever get into the films or anything like that.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then.
But we are going to continue pumping out episodes as often as we can, and without life getting in the way. But just be on the lookout for that because we are going to continue on. We took a 5-month hiatus, and that's all it was a temporary hiatus. We are back and at it. And on that note, we are going to see you, or you're going to hear us later on in a future episode. There's no outro music. Sorry, Paul. So we're just going to
going dry, baby.